Let me tell you something straight from the heart, because moments like this don't come around often. Every now and then in the NFL, you get a piece of news that doesn't just feel like a headline, it feels like the very fabric of the game has shifted. You can sense it in your gut, in the electricity that suddenly charges through fan bases, in the way social media explodes with reactions that swing from shock to euphoria to disbelief. These aren't the little side stories that fade away by next week. These are the moments you look back on and say, that was the day everything changed. And right now, Cleveland, Ohio is standing in the middle of one of those moments. What just happened with the Browns is not ordinary. This isn't a meaningless update tucked away on the ticker at the bottom of your screen. This isn't some recycled line from a coach trying to buy time. No, what just went down in Cleveland felt seismic. It felt like the ground itself cracked under the weight of it, like the tectonic plates of the NFL shifted in real time. And it didn't take weeks or months to build up. It happened in a flash. 1 second, whispers and speculation. The next second, confirmation so loud it silenced the noise everywhere else.
Tired of boring phone cases? Here's your chance. My Etsy shop is packed with exclusive designs that let you show off your team pride in style. And the best part, you'll unlock discounts when you hit favorite, more savings when you add to cart, and even surprise discounts on your second purchase. Don't wait. Click the link in the description and grab your favorite now.
And the man at the center of it all? It wasn't a faceless source. It wasn't a tweet from a beat reporter desperate for clicks. It wasn't even a slip of the tongue from a coordinator. This came from the very heart of the Browns. From Myles Garrett. Think about that for a second. The face of this franchise. The Rock. The warrior who's carried this team through the chaos of lost seasons, bad quarterbacks, and disappointment that has haunted the city for decades. He's not a man of wasted words. When he speaks, the city listens. When he snaps, the NFL listens. And that's exactly what happened. Garrett's voice broke through the noise, raw and unfiltered. He didn't dance around it. He didn't sugarcoat it. He said what people had been whispering, what the boldest of Browns fans had been hoping in their hearts, but didn't dare fully believe. He said the words that now mark a new era in Cleveland. Shedeur Sanders is QB1. Stop. Let that sink into your chest. Not eventually. Not after months of clipboard duty. Not after easing into the role with meaningless snaps in garbage time. Right now. Week 4. And not against just anyone. Against the Detroit Lions, one of the toughest, nastiest, most dangerous teams in football today. Think about the audacity of that decision. The Lions aren't a soft landing. This isn't a game where you throw a rookie out there and hope he gets comfortable against a rebuilding roster. No, this is trial by fire. Dan Campbell's squad doesn't just come to play, they come to fight. Detroit's defense is built on speed, brutality, and relentless energy. They'll pressure you, punish you, and look you in the eyes to see if you have the courage to get back up. And Cleveland is planting its future, Shedeur Sanders, right in that furnace. That's not a move born of desperation. That's a move that screams confidence. That's a move that screams belief. That's a statement to the entire NFL. This is our guy, and we trust him against anybody. And here's why it hits even harder. When Garrett says it, it carries weight. This isn't just another player endorsing his teammate. This is the captain, the voice of a locker room, the man who's seen all the false dawns and the endless carousel of quarterbacks who promise change but deliver heartbreak. Garrett has lived through the hype trains that derailed before they even left the station. He's seen the headlines that turned to ash. For him to stand up, to put his reputation and his conviction behind Shedeur, that's not casual. That's monumental. Now, let's talk about Shedeur himself, because this kid is no ordinary rookie. He has been built for this moment since day one. He's the son of Deion Sanders, prime time, one of the most electrifying athletes the world has ever seen. Shedeur grew up under that spotlight, in that pressure cooker where every step, every throw, every move was watched, critiqued, and magnified. And instead of shrinking, he thrived. From Jackson State to Colorado, he's shown not only raw talent, but something far rarer: poise, precision, command. When the lights burn brightest, Shedeur doesn't flinch. He locks in. He dissects defenses with the calm of a surgeon. And here's the part that won over Cleveland. He didn't walk into that locker room demanding respect. He earned it. Step by step, rep by rep, he built it. The veterans noticed his composure. The coaches noticed how quickly he absorbed the playbook. The receivers noticed the way the ball flew out of his hand. Sharp, accurate, fast. He wasn't just throwing passes. He was building trust. Amari Cooper, Elijah Moore, they're not just catching balls, they're catching belief. They see the rhythm, the timing, the leadership. And the locker room as a whole? They're behind him. That matters more than anything. But make no mistake, this moment is bigger than one rookie quarterback. It's bigger than one game. It's about Cleveland daring to dream again. For decades, Browns fans have lived through quarterback chaos. They've endured draft busts. They've endured false prophets. They've seen veterans come in as supposed saviors, only to leave as scapegoats. Hope has been lit like a match 100 times, only to burn out before it could warm anyone. The pain runs deep. The ghosts never left. And yet here we are, standing at a crossroads. Week 4. Against the Lions. Cleveland has drawn its line in the sand. Shedeur Sanders isn't a project. He isn't a placeholder. He's QB1. And the Browns are saying to the NFL, we're not afraid of the fire because we believe this kid can walk through it. I'm telling you right now, this feels different. This doesn't feel like another false dawn. This feels like one of those defining moments that you look back on years from now and say, that was the turning point. Not when the draft card was read. Not when a coach gave a press conference. But when the leader of the Browns, Myles Garrett, stood tall and declared, he's the one. Myles Garrett snapped. He let it out. He confirmed what fans had been waiting for. Shedeur Sanders is QB1. And from this day forward, nothing about Cleveland football will ever be the same. I need to talk about Myles Garrett for a second because when he speaks, it isn't noise, it's a statement. This man has carried the Browns through years of chaos. He's seen the heartbreak in the stands, he's felt the weight of wasted seasons, and he's fought through the disappointment that could have broken lesser players. So when he let his emotions spill out and declared with his whole chest that Shedeur Sanders is QB1, that wasn't casual talk. That was a declaration of war, a captain putting his name and his reputation on the line, saying, I believe in this kid, and so should you. And in the world of football, belief is contagious. When the heart of your defense believes, the locker room believes. When the locker room believes, the fans feel it. And suddenly, what once looked impossible starts to feel like destiny. A rookie walking into a Week 4 showdown with the Detroit Lions doesn't look like a risk anymore. It looks inevitable. What makes this moment even more fascinating is that Shedeur Sanders has already proven himself in the moments that matter most. In his preseason snaps, he didn't play scared. He didn't hide behind checkdowns to avoid mistakes. He attacked. He pushed the ball downfield, tested tight coverages, and stood tall in the pocket while chaos erupted around him. His eyes scanned, his shoulders stayed square, and he delivered strikes when most rookies would have been bailing out. That wasn't just mechanics, it was poise, calm, and confidence. It was the body language of someone who's lived in the spotlight his entire life and learned not to crumble under pressure, but to thrive in it. And when you think about his journey, guided and molded by Deion Sanders, you realize this kid was built for the weight of expectation. But let's not sugarcoat it. The Detroit Lions are going to test him in ways he's never been tested before. They'll bring exotic blitzes. They'll disguise coverages. They'll bait him into traps. This isn't college anymore, this is the NFL. This is grown man football. Detroit has designed a defense specifically to rattle young quarterbacks, to expose their weaknesses, and to force them into mistakes. Even so, this moment isn't about perfection. Shedeur could throw an interception. He could take a sack. He could even stumble early. But that won't define him. What matters is his presence. What matters is whether he shows that he belongs. It's about those flashes of greatness, the throws that even make Detroit defenders stop and mutter, damn, that kid is legit. And if Shedeur Sanders delivers even a glimpse of that, the entire narrative of this franchise shifts overnight. Think about how long the Browns have been searching for stability at quarterback. How many times they've cycled through names, hoping one of them would stick. How many false dawns this city has endured. And yet, in 1 week, with one confirmation from their leader, they've planted their flag. This is our guy. That's why Myles Garrett's words hit so hard. That's why fans across Cleveland and beyond felt chills when they heard it. This isn't just about a rookie getting his shot. This is about a franchise daring to believe again. Moments like this in sports go beyond stats, schemes, or highlight reels. They become cultural. They redefine what a city feels about its team. And right now, Cleveland is standing on the edge of a cultural shift. At the center of it are two men, Shedeur Sanders, a rookie quarterback stepping into the fire earlier than expected, and Myles Garrett, the defensive titan who has carried this team's soul for years. Their paths are colliding to create something bigger than football. Picture the Browns' locker room in the build-up to Week 4. The atmosphere is buzzing but heavy. Everyone knows the stakes. The Lions are notorious for wrecking young quarterbacks. They thrive on disruption, on chaos, on exposing flaws. And Cleveland isn't protecting Shedeur from it. They're throwing him straight into it. But instead of shrinking, Shedeur stands tall. He doesn't fidget with his helmet. He doesn't let nerves creep into his voice. He doesn't flinch under the cameras. He carries himself like he belongs, and his teammates see it. They feel it, and he isn't standing alone. Myles Garrett is right there with him. Garrett isn't just a superstar, he's the soul of this franchise. He's lived through the heartbreaks. He's carried the pain of the endless quarterback carousel. But with Shedeur, something feels different. He feels hope. He feels belief. And when Garrett declared Shedeur Sanders the QB1, it wasn't just a supportive comment, it was a command to his team. Follow this man. That's the difference. Because in the NFL, culture wins games. Belief fuels comebacks. Confidence spreads like wildfire. When the defense believes, the offense follows. And when the fans feel it, they stop doubting and start dreaming. That's how you flip the script on an entire franchise. Of course, the Lions are going to make life hell. They'll disguise coverages. They'll send pressure from angles Shedeur hasn't seen. They'll be hunting for mistakes. But here's what separates Shedeur Sanders from so many rookies. He's not just playing against Detroit. He's playing for Cleveland. Every snap, every read, every hit, he carries the weight of a city that's starved for stability under center. And for Shedeur, that weight isn't crushing, it's fuel. He's been building for this his whole career. From Jackson State to Colorado, he proved he could rise under pressure. He didn't just put up stats, he made statements. And now, he has the chance to make his biggest statement yet. Even if the box score isn't perfect, even if Detroit lands their shots, this game is about proving presence. It's about showing that Cleveland isn't just experimenting with another quarterback, they're committing to a future. And with Myles Garrett beside him, that future feels unshakable. Garrett has endured the lows. He's lived through the heartbreak. And for the first time, he has a quarterback he truly believes in. That's why his words thundered through the league. That's why they mattered. Because when he confirmed Shedeur Sanders as QB1, it wasn't just encouragement, it was a passing of the torch. It was Garrett saying, this isn't just Shedeur's journey. This is Cleveland's journey. So when Shedeur Sanders walks onto that field against the Lions, remember this. It's not just a rookie taking his test. It's the beginning of something bigger. It's the Browns daring to believe again. Shedeur Sanders and Myles Garrett, side by side, reshaping the identity of a franchise that's been waiting for this moment for decades. Detroit will blitz. The lights will burn bright. The pressure will be immense. But for the first time in a long time, Cleveland won't be defined by fear. They'll be defined by belief. Because Myles Garrett spoke it, the locker room felt it, and Shedeur Sanders stepped into the fire as QB1. And from this moment forward, the Cleveland Browns will never be the same. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you love dramatic NFL stories like this one. The Browns' future just changed, and you were here with me to witness it.